Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has pushed a little bit higher since the last update when I made you aware that it is possible now that wave 2 in yellow has bottomed. We want to see a little bit more upside momentum, especially a break above $99,222 would be helpful in confirming this further. However, for now, we already have some initial indications that a low in wave 2 has bottomed, but it's a very, very early evidence. We don't really have any confirmation yet. I tell you what we've got in terms of initial signals that wave 2 is bottomed. Quick reminder for those of you who have not followed previous videos, the idea is that the price on the 3rd of February, which was last Monday, after the price had this rapid sell-off, the price recovered in a questionable 5-wave move up. You know that I've been leaning towards the yellow count due to the fact that this pullback looked extremely corrective, and we labeled it in the last few videos as a WXY structure, and then the Y wave would be an A, B, C, and this C wave might have happened yesterday, late yesterday, and it was a 5-wave move down, which could have completed wave C of Y, so basically the last leg down. And what we saw was a reaction to the 61.8 retracement. You can say there was a mini flush, and then we had a swift recovery, and the move up here was quite rapid. And I talked to you in the last update about the potential that, hey, this might have been a 1-2 setup, right? A higher low. And if we now get a break above the 97,200 level, which is sort of the overnight high, and then form 5 waves up, that would be a proper signal. Well, then we have further evidence that a low is in, but probabilities build in dynamic ways. So it's all about how much confirmation do you need. I'm talking from the perspective of an analyst here. That doesn't mean we want to wait for all sorts of confirmation as a trader. As a trader, it can make sense to enter before we have confirmation because, the edge is gone if we have all the confirmation, right? From a trader point of view. But we have this support zone. We discussed that. This is typically where for traders, positions could be entered. I mean, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying where the reward to risk profile is favorable, and where the price with a certain likelihood, with a high likelihood, is going to turn around, or at least has a chance to turn around. That's all it is, The market will decide in real time. So far we have a real reaction, an initial reaction, but it's only a 3-wave move up. So the only indication we really have, or the signal we have, that a wave 2 correction, which is a pullback in an uptrend, which means the uptrend should continue once this wave 2 is finished. The only indication I have is this last dip, which pretty much completed a Y wave. That's all it is. It completed a Y wave. But just because a wave count is complete, it doesn't mean we're turning around. But that's sort of what we saw. We then saw a break above, let's say, the overnight high. That is the next indication that a low is formed in wave 2. But really what we need to see now is a break above resistance at 99,220. Why is this important? Because this is the nearest resistance. Any break above the 78.6 retracement from an Elliott Wave point of view typically should lead to invalidation of a bearish setup. So if this is something bearish, if this is just a swift corrective recovery before we continue the pathway lower, as per the white count, in which we could be now in a 3rd wave down, but this is already getting less reliable and less likely, this 3rd wave. We'll talk about that in a minute in white. So the white count is the short-term bearish one. Still within a larger bullish case, right? But overall, smaller time frame wise, we are looking here at short-term bearish. But this move up is already challenging that perspective, and a break above the red resistance zone would confirm it further. So what we need for further evidence is a 5-wave move up. Basically 5 waves above 99,220. I've also added the blue zone here, which shows which levels ideally should be reached. So what you know if you watch my videos regularly is that a third wave, yeah, from a bullish point of view, the third wave should normally reach the 138% extension at 98,640. That would be, on a micro level, the next objective for the bulls. So when you watch the videos and the price has already reached that 98,640 level, then we've reached the next milestone, and then it will need to form another higher low and a higher high to get all 5 waves in yellow completed. Now, if the market now suddenly starts to break below the overnight low that formed here at around 94,850, then 93,630 is still the unchanged key support level, and below that level the white count should take us down to the mid 80k region, which, as I said before, is only preferred if we really break below support. All I'm saying is we now have a realistic chance to turn around here. This is, in this entire range, probably the best bottoming structure I've seen so far. All of this wasn't really clearly anything that gave us some confidence, and especially all the rallies from there were corrective, so suggested further downside locally. Yeah, so I will observe this today throughout the New York session. Can we build a 5-wave move? I think this is going to be important today. And can the market break above the red resistance zone? That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.